All right. Good morning, everybody. Dr. Rafich here. It is early. I am tired, as you can tell, but another day. It is September 10th, 5:55 a.m. And in St. Louis, Missouri, we're going to be doing some awesome practical skill sets in the local high school here in St. Louis. And so my job is going to be the surgical part of it. So that's exciting. And just in case the YouTube video restarted, I'll just say it one more time. I'm Dr. Arafich from Vet Triage in St. Louis, Missouri, currently for the IBEX conference, and to help my friend who runs Blend Vet, Nicole Bruno. It is 5:55 a.m. here in Missouri, so 6:55 a.m. in East Coast time, and almost 4 a.m. West Coast. So let's talk about diversity a little bit. I'm certainly not an expert in this matters, and there's pros and cons to everything. I would say that we're going to focus on a few benefits of diversity and inclusion, that whole mindset, that whole theory or practice. So let's talk about it. So we know that if you increase the number of perspectives in any company, that the company becomes more successful, more profitable, and it seems obvious, but I suppose that the biggest reason for that is different perspectives, different knowledge on cultures and ethnicities and all that stuff predicts human behavior. And human behavior is what you're trying to figure out when you're trying to sell stuff. So it works out in everybody's favor when you can have a more diverse group that are part of your platform or your business or whatever. And by the way, shout out to Blend for these awesome shirts. Love it. So you can see better productivity, success in companies that have diversity. Secondly, second benefit of diversity is that folks who would never have gotten exposed to a certain career in the past, for whatever reason, with where they live or it's how they grew up or whatever it is, can be exposed to something new. And if they're exposed to something new, then they have the opportunity to partake in that activity, future career, job, whatever it is. So it's nice to give folks all the options and try to make it where at least the barriers to success that are not in their control, at least those things can be somewhat mitigated if you focus on trying to increase exposure to demographics that did not historically have exposure to those things. So that's also a helpful thing. And so, and then finally, I'll leave one more thing here with the whole diversity stuff and inclusion, all that stuff. I don't think anybody wants to be granted or given a position in life and work, whatever, that is just because they were born a certain way. Now there's some issue with that because you're born with your personality type, and personality type can and does predict success, for example. And you also are pretty much born with your IQ, intelligent quotient, and that can change a little bit. But I guess from what I know about it, if you get not an expert in this, IQ is something you have, and that's that. So, those are two things that do sort of predict your trajectory, and yet they are two things that you sort of can't control. So there are factors you can control that'll affect your success in whatever it is you want to do. But there are other things, or lots of other things in our socioeconomic climate that people don't have control over. Where they are born, how are their parents, is there racism in that society? Are there systems in place that preferentially benefit one culture or ethnicity or whatever than the other? All that stuff, and that stuff's everywhere. And again, I'm not an expert in that, but you can look up whatever information you want to see whether or not that's true. But anyway, I would say that folks who are into this kind of thing, they don't necessarily, I don't think, want people who are looking for a free pass just because they were born to a certain ethnicity or whatever it is. At the end of the day, we want it to be merit-based. But nothing wrong with trying to increase exposure to demographics that previously did not have access to stuff. And that's pretty cool to at least give people that option. So yeah, I think that's where we'll end. Thanks everybody for watching this. It's a short stream, and thanks for those watching in the playback. We'll see you guys again tomorrow, September 11th, and we'll talk about more vet med stuff. Take care. Talk to you then. Bye. Bye-bye.